everyone, KW here, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'll be watching Jacob's Butter's video called How to Make Instantly Better Gacha Videos. 5 Habits Revealed. I kind of rewatched this video, but I thought to also add to my input onto this video and talk about my thoughts about these tips and everything. And so these are really good tips, but I also want to say about what my thoughts are. So anyway, let's get this. Oh, and Jacob Butter. Oh god. Okay, what's happening here? You look creepy, my man.
If I had to say what one of the greatest issues affecting the gacha community is today, it would be just how high the bar has been raised.
Definitely.
Let's say you're a new gacha tuber in 2023, or that you want to start your gacha channel now. But your videos won't be as good as your favorite creators who inspired you in the first place. Luckily, there are 5 very simple steps to make your mini-movies, episodes, or even full-length movies instantly better, and will help you break through the mold of mediocrity that you're stuck in. If you want your series to be remembered and enjoyed for years to come, then here's what you can do even if you're just starting out right now. Number 1. Always write a script. Now, if your series is voice acted, you're probably doing this already. But even if your series is the typical screenshots we all start out with, having a script is essential for several reasons. Firstly, it allows you time to plan everything out. If you're one of the people who comes up with the story of a gacha video while you're making it, then picture this scenario. You're busy coming up with one of the scenes, then someone calls you to do your homework, help out with a chore, to go to bed, anything. Maybe even have to visit a friend or relative who won't be back until days later. Then you return, ready to finish it. Are you going to remember exactly what you had in mind before? It could be something as simple as one of your characters saying they're vegetarian and then chomping down a piece of steak a scene later. Or maybe you forget that you haven't yet introduced a piece of information that you only find out is missing later in the video. For example, in My Shimmering Husband, several...
Oh no, not my... Oh, yes. Okay. What's he gonna say about My Shivering Husband? I've actually honestly forgot what he says about this. But yes, writing a script is always important. I actually do not write scripts. Now hold on. Wait, what? No, hold on. Let me rephrase that. What I mean is that I don't do what most people do with scripts. I would like plan out the episodes and everything, trying to figure out what kind of scenes I want, what kind of conversations are happening during the scene. Is it tense? Is it sad? All those things. I always think about that and everything, and write it down or plan it out and everything, and then do those screenshots or whatever, and to make sure, because I have a hard time writing scripts, like making sure it's all into details and everything like that. I cannot do that. So I either one write it as a book first, and then you know do those scenes into a series or whatever, and maybe change it from here to there, or even like somebody said, well, it's a role play. Use those ideas from a role play and use those plans and ideas for the series, but it doesn't. But it might change or anything like that. Sort of, kind of like what Pizzaplex is. It was a role playing series, but we did change all the things from that role play. So, you know, oh god, yeah. Secrets of Plex season 2 coming out soon. I'm so excited. But anyway, enough with Secrets of Plex. We're watching Jacob Butter. Anyway,
very interesting concepts are introduced. The main character Scarlett's husband died a year and a half before the events of the movie, and lo and behold, an alien/angel-looking person with a near-identical physique to her late husband appears through a white hole. Sorry, I mean warp, after escaping from a facility of science ninjas. Scarlett later on discovers a fairy tale about creatures called shimmers and a cult in a church that worships these creatures that can provide some answers about this alien man's origins. Fairy tales, cults, and science ninjas. That all sounds insane.
Yeah.
So why then did the video absolutely tank on a very successful legacy gacha channel? Simple. It was boring.
Yes.
So very boring.
I was there reacting to My Shimmering Husband's Then from the beginning to the end. And like, oh my god, I think we accidentally even went into like a rabbit hole just because how bored we were watching this movie. I just want it to be done. I was just like, can we just not finish this movie? But we did anyways. It was so bad. Like the plots were there, the concepts were cool and epic, but it was just so boring. Like there's just so many scenes that this didn't need to be at, and it was just and there was no music too. There's no like I couldn't feel anything about these characters or anything like that because there was not like any sort of music or anything. Now I get it, it's really hard to do those sort of things. I get that. But I felt like they could have done better with the movie, all honesty.
And the reason it was boring was because those ideas are introduced and then forgotten about for most of the running time.
Yes.
In fact, several scenes repeated themselves, as if What's Up Unicorn just forgot what they'd already put in the film. It was like watching the repeated mother-daughter scenes of The Room for an hour and 20 minutes. If this movie had been scripted, it would have been very easy to cut down the fat and probably release the video faster. Heck, I had another example in this script, but I cut it for time because you all get the point. Another reason for a script is because a text document of any kind has some level of spelling, punctuation, and grammar checks.
Yes, but also I'll just let you know. It likes to make you think that you spell something wrong when technically you actually spell right, like principle. Every time I try to write the word principle and anything for my Gacha series, it will change into another spelling of principle, but I didn't want that word principle. I wanted the principle of the school, but it changed it to a different sort of term of principle, and it's just it was so bad. Like, cause I knew how to spell it, but it would not let me spell it that way. Hey, so oh god. And honestly, I'll be surprised if my shimmering husband was actually scripted. I would be so shocked if it was actually scripted because
We've all seen just how awful Gacha spelling has always been, and mobile autocorrect often makes this worse.
yes.
Despite what certain commenters may have you believe, my shimmering husband
I love this movie. You can see the hard work. I didn't know see spelling mistake in the story. Keep its pace. It's I can't wait for the next one. Also, hope. Wow! Wait, what? Someone?
husband is riddled with very basic errors most middle school teachers would cringe at. Heck, I learned the difference between your and your in elementary school. And that's the most common mistake I see across most gacha videos out there even today. So save yourself the embarrassment and make yourself a script. I promise it's not as tedious as you think.
It's not. It's not. It's definitely a good idea to write a script or just try to plan things out. And also, Jacob, you should have put in the there scene too when we talk about the one usage of there. There. Oh god. Oh.
Number 2. Camera angles. How many videos in our community have you seen that look like this?
So
Your run-of-the-mill landscape perspective where everyone is the same distance away and looks pretty small, all things considered. Most of them, right? I'd be willing to bet that your personal favorite gacha series has the characters appear up close, far away, in the foreground, in the background, above, below, you name it. And those are the ones that get the most praise for how well made they are. The reason for all this is all part of film theory. Like actual film theory. Different shots convey different things to the audience. You can look into this in detail if you choose, but a simple example is that closer shots imply more intimacy. You want us to feel sadder for a particular character? Put him in the center. Now, you might be thinking, but Jacob, I don't have an editing software that can do that, or I haven't worked out to yet because I'm new to editing. Not to worry. Gacha Club itself has a feature that allows you to do close-ups in the app. You just go to the background page, select your background,
Wait, what
and
did it
use the
say?
buttons underneath move back to the background
I'm using Gacha Plus Mom, but the process is the same. Okay.
page. Select your background and use the buttons underneath move background and scale background like so. Then you enter the studio, scale your characters up accordingly, and it looks like you've zoomed in. However, I do recommend doing your angles in post-production if you can, especially because you can do panning shots, zoom ins, and zoom outs by using keyframes. Keyframes are a bit harder to explain and are worth a video all to themselves, so if you want me to cover them, comment release the keyframe cuts down below. And
Yes, I want to release the keyframe. Actually did that for a scene. I did that when I saw this video. I tried it. Did not look good, so I had to redo that scene with the same without changing anything and everything. But I did do scenes where we have characters be close up and farther away and such. You know, I tried to do that sort of thing. And so like yes, you know, and so sort of ordeal, I guess, to say. I forgot what I was gonna say. So like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that, but yeah.
subscribe so you can see when the video is complete. For now, let's move on to
But yeah, I was just gonna say, I never really like always, yeah, it's a good to do camera angles, but find the best way for you to do those camera angles. Like I always try to find ways to do good camera angles, or at least, you know, it doesn't look always the same in every shot or whatever. It looks like there's no emotions or anything like that when there are, like the eyes
number
and
3.
mouth.
Pick your presets. One of the biggest things you get criticized for as a gacha tuber is lousy character design. Yes, this is very
Oh no.
subjective, but most experts will know straight away whether you've been lazy with your handiwork. Back in the day, most character designs were made by starting from the preset Kinnan, as she was the simplest design, so it took less time to get rid of unwanted accessories. Now with Gacha Club, the usual place to start is Default Boy. Sounds great, right? Wrong. If you're just starting out or you're not sure what to do for character designs, using the exact same template every single time means you have to know how to make everyone look different. For example, in Kingdom Defenders by Webhouse Fan 14, there are 5 main characters, 3 princes and 2 princesses. The princes were made from Default Boy, and the princesses from Default Girl. Actually, I don't know why I'm bothering to explain that. You can clearly see it on screen. It's this obvious because the customization is minimal. If you don't know how to make them look different enough and avoid the dreaded same face syndrome, then you need another tactic. So what's the solution? Easy. Pick your presets. I have a theory that Gacha Club introduced Default Boy and Default Girl in response to complaints about how complicated the other presets were to work with. The thing is, what they also introduced was a metric buttload of other presets. Gacha Club is drowning in fan-created presets,
Yeah.
all neatly arranged into different clubs with a specific aesthetic associated with them. All you have to do is pick one from this library, customize it to the point where it's unrecognizable, and hey presto. Even if you don't do a good job for whatever reason, no one's going to notice. And if someone goes out of their way to find the original version, that means they're already engaging with your video to the point of breaking it down. You've already won! So yes, pick a different preset for every single character you do, and no one can think they're cut from the same fabric.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a good idea and everything. Like, I have maybe 2 or 3 characters that were all different presets, but I changed so much of them that they don't look the same or anything like that, and no one can tell the difference in the series. However, I have been using Default Boy, but that's because I knew how to change like the eyes, the mouth, and like the hair, and like the clothing and everything like that, so it doesn't look like they're cut from the same cloth. And so yeah, so if you're a beginner and everything and you don't want to do something like in like the the prince and the princess thing, so if you don't want to do anything like that like this, then yeah, definitely pick different presets. But if you're like me, who knows how to do a lot of like character customization stuff and everything to make sure they all look different, everything like skin tone and such, then go for it. But yeah, I do actually like agree with this,
Is
honestly.
drowning in because they do a good
So
job for whatever reason to find the original version. That means they're
anyway,
already engaging with your video to the point of
you
breaking it
already won,
for
yeah.
every single character you do, and
Okay.
happy designing. Number 4, custom
Oh
backgrounds.
no.
This one's a little trickier to do and requires some understanding of post-production. So feel free to skip.
I'm hearing a song from out my street. Oh no. I can't hear it. Jeez. Anyway, skip to 928 if you don't want to know about custom
Tip number
backgrounds.
5, which is one of the most valuable pieces of advice I have for anyone at any level.
Hmm.
As for this tip, the gacha background list doesn't have everything.
No.
Say you want a cave system, or an indoor swimming pool, or you end up making the same show for 4 years and lots of new backgrounds for buildings, houses, rooms, gardens, among other things. Just me? Oh, okay then. In any case, you might feel like you're stuck with nothing to do but just keep rehashing what you already have. Wrong again! If you go into the background section of Gacha Club and select a BG tint at 100%, you can film on a solid color background. Then find what you're looking for on a website like freepic.com and chroma key the characters in.
On certain apps, this is called background remover or remove background.
I also suggest rendering a version of this before applying tip number 2, but you get the idea. Suddenly, the internet is your oyster. Not really much to say about this one.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to get custom backgrounds, but if you're doing something like me where you're still starting out and you don't really want to do custom backgrounds yet, you just want to use the simple backgrounds with Gacha Club, that's still fine, everything. But it's definitely a good idea to use custom backgrounds. Obviously, I'm probably not gonna do any custom backgrounds just because I'm still learning the kinks and everything with Gacha Club. But maybe in the future, I might do like custom backgrounds or do something like Secrets of the. Oh my god, I always bring up Secrets of the Plex. Dang it! Hot about do something like Music Girl. Yeah, there we go. I've never seen or Fallen Angels. Oh dear. Anyway.
On to the final tip. Number 5. Get a second or third opinion. Most of my gacha scripts I write with or show to Aiden DeBest and vice versa. We each serve as each other's pair of eyes, and we suggest stuff for each other's stories and characters all the time.
Yes.
And when we know we need another pair of eyes, we might bring in our friend Emily or somebody else. On top of that,
Am I
we're
not
each
somebody
other's
else?
spell checkers. Mainly that's a me thing, but I do slip up on occasion. All GachaTubers do. I get it though. This community can indeed be very toxic at times. We attack each other with little restraint and possibly with too much intensity on occasion. So showing somebody your script, your designs, your edits, or a combination of all three can be very nerve-wracking to do. 2 things, however. Firstly, that's what's going to happen anyway when you publish the video, but more importantly, all art is worthy of being criticized. It doesn't matter if you're not William Shakespeare, or Pablo Picasso, or Steven Spielberg, or Agatha Christie. Doesn't matter that people don't take the gacha community seriously, because we in the community itself certainly do. Whatever creative project you make in life is art. It can be good art or bad art, but it's always going to be art. So I suggest finding a friend, relative, commenter, reactor, whomever, and ask them to honestly tell you what they like and don't like, and how to make something better.
Yes, that's really like with like my characters designs actually. I did ask Bonnie and Bunny's help with some of the character designs. Because of course they said my clothes were dull, which is wah. But I did change some like the character design, like I make sure all the characters didn't have the same shoes and change some like the pants or whatever. And now, like Bunny and Bunny actually helped me design the science teacher. Because I didn't know how to design the science teacher. I needed help. And so they helped me help with that. It's really like yes, I'm bringing about Secrets of Plex again. Jeez. like with Secrets of the Plex, we talked about character designing. It's like what we want for our characters. So I designed some of my characters in Sims 4. And Bunny and Bunny would use that design from Sims 4 into Gacha Club. And we discuss about what we want to change and everything to make sure it fits with the series itself. And so that's how we've been doing that and everything. We talk about like what we want our characters to look like and everything. They send me stuff and they would ask me, do you want me to change anything and everything like that? I would say, I want to, let's say, for example, if they want to change the design of Mira for season 1. Like, let's say originally she had a pink shirt with a cat on it or something like that. Uh, and Bunny may send me that and it will ask me like, this looks okay, do we need to change it or anything? And I will probably say, yeah, we'll probably change it. And we change it to what she looks like in season 1 or something like that. We always talk about character designs and everything like that. And Jacob Butter actually helped me like because with one of the episodes of Komai, Aiden recognized one of the characters as like, oh, this is like miraculous, in miraculous, and Jacob was like, yeah, me and Kate talked about it because I did send the preview of the intro, and he talked to me about it, like, did you want to do this or whatever? And so we talked about it, and I said, okay, maybe I will do something different, but still kept it the same. And so yes, I did keep it the same, but there's gonna be something different with the character or something like that to make everything sense, and try to add a little space or whatever, something like that. So yeah, this is a really a good idea to ask people their opinions and everything like that. I even like me when writing books, I ask other people who are into writing and everything like their opinions on certain things I did with certain scenes and everything. I ask them like, what should I change or how do I describe this and the other? What should I do with this like fight scene or whatever? It's always a good idea to
Most
get
of the
opinions.
time, people think their story makes sense until someone else looks over it with no context.
Yes.
Another reason to always make a script. And if you get someone to check your work ahead of time, you can save yourself a little bit of cringe when you look back on your old work in the years to come. No gacha series will ever be perfect.
Mm-mm.
Even the Music Freaks has several flaws to it. But the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to get a little better each time. And I hope that this video will help you pursue that goal. Again, let me know if you want that keyframes video. Otherwise, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, and subscribe to us already. And on that note, until next time.
Farewell. Yes. Yeah. So this is a good video. I love this video. It was really good. I actually really enjoyed it, and so I definitely use those tips every day of my life, whether it's gotcha or not. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my input on this video. I don't know if you want to see more like this or anything like that. But yeah, it was a really fun video to watch. Thank you, Jacob Butter, giving us some good ideas to help with our stories or anything. Honestly, this is probably one of the best gotcha tip videos because all the other videos I would see, like, oh, make sure your story is original, make sure your characters are expressive, make sure there's, subtitles and everything, and like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I get that. I get that. Like, make sure, but honestly, to this day, there's probably not a original story. There is gonna be a story that says it's original, and you're like, oh, I feel like you've seen this before, but it has a new twist to it. It's like, I really don't like being saying make sure your story is original because it's like not everything is going to be original. It's not always going to be original. You can just put a new spin on the story, basically. Like Dark fantasy isn't going to be original, but you can do a new twist with dark fantasy. You know, that sort of deal. So this video is definitely good. So check out Jacob Butter, check out the other people that he had mentioned, everything like that. He's really awesome with viewers and um also part of the Gacha community who makes Gacha series or just voice a part of something in the world of Gacha. But yeah, that's all. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time. KWL. Bye bye. Oh wait, I need to. I forgot I need to do this. Anyway, KW, KW out.